Hi, I'm at the location where the erstwhile Volkerkunde Museum or the Royal Ethnological Museum stood in Berlin from 1886 all the way to 1961. This place is right next to Gropiusbau or the Topography of Terrors in the heart of Berlin. Most of the exhibits from the Royal Ethnological Museum are now present in the Humboldt Forum. The Humboldt Forum and a lot of European museums have many objects in their inventory that were looted from Africa, Asia, Oceania and the Americas. Have you ever asked yourself why countries like Nigeria, Cameroon or Congo can't sue these museums to get their cultural objects back? Before the 1960s, when a lot of the world was colonized, the cultural objects were just looted or bought from colonial officers. But after 1960 and even to date, a lot of the cultural objects are either bought on open auction markets or purchased online to fill the inventories of museums. Now, after 1960, when a lot of African countries gained independence, they still were not able to claim their objects back because the colonial powers had changed the laws around possession and ownership of cultural objects. According to the UNESCO Convention of 1970 concerning illegal trafficking, theft, looting and illicit trafficking of cultural property is a crime. It deprives people of their history and culture, it weakens social cohesion in the long term, it fuels organized crime and contributes to the financing of terrorism. However, this law could not be applied to all the cultural objects that were looted before 1970. But I'd like to introduce you to another law, the Cultural Heritage Protection Act or the Kulturgutschutzgesetz, KGSG for short. Now, this law was passed in Germany on 6th August 2016 and it was meant to come in line with the UNESCO Convention of 1970. According to this law, cultural heritage of objects that are important for Germany's cultural identity needs to be protected. At the same time, the cultural objects that are important for the cultural identity of foreign countries are also to be protected. The KGSG basically also helps in returning illegally acquired objects back to their country of origin. One of the major requirements of the older regulation was the vague concept called listing principle, according to which cultural objects that were deemed to be objectionable had to be properly listed or published. Now, this prevented many countries from legally claiming their cultural objects back. As a result, Germany became the hotspot for illegally acquired cultural objects. The KGSG basically combines three formally different regulations around cultural objects into one nationwide law to protect the emigration and return of cultural objects in the context of restituting these objects back to their country of origin. It also gets rid of the listing principles. Of course, a lot of art dealers in Germany are not very happy with KGSG, but it's the right first step to correct a historical wrongdoing. To know more about the German colonial history and the Humboldt